business expansion, efficiency improvements, or increased throughput. Whatever the reason may be, installing a complete new packaging system is a big undertaking. To ensure your investment delivers the expected results, it requires a substantial commitment of time, energy, and specialized resources. But they don't have to be yours. Meet the Pearson System Solutions Group, a turnkey systems integrator exclusively focused on secondary packaging automation. We will plan, source, manage, and validate every aspect of your new packaging system from start to finish. And when we say finish, we mean guaranteed results.
We will take responsibility for the performance delivery price of this equipment, or this line, or this system.
No matter your experience level or scope of the project, we will guide you through the process step by step.
What we try to do is really help a customer identify kind of what the true scope of the project is. I think of it, with an engineering background, I think of it as needs analysis. Going through the various steps in the process will allow us to identify, potential challenges and mitigate those challenges. We need to go to the facility where this production line would be installed and really kind of understand, what's in place now. So can we see the product as it's being produced? Can we see, how it's handled today? What are the challenges with that product? What are the environmental issues? So the objective there is to come away with a really clear understanding of scope of work. What will success look like for both of us at the end of this? I feel like if we can walk away with that, we're in a good position to go into concept development. They'll begin to select the various pieces of equipment that will be required, and then work on the beginnings of a layout. It's about use of space, it's about material flow. We begin to look at concept validations. We are looking at kind of critical choke points and that sort of thing, doing cycle analysis, making sure that that we can make speed. And then we'll put together an initial animation. So we'll go ahead and do an initial 3D functional animation that will show the process. It's not actually a simulation, but it's a good representation of what the line is going to accomplish. Generally, we'll go through simulation. So simulation actually allows us to run the line with true data, right? So we can actually generate a throughput number, right? We can generate a number that we can then guarantee. We really want to make sure that we're going to be successful long before we get the order.
Coming out of the master planning stage, expect a validated design concept with an animated layout so you can be confident in the proposed solution. You will also receive a detailed delivery agreement with a performance guarantee that transfers the risk of the project details to us. The final proposal will be comprehensive, so you can be assured in the overall cost.
They take the preliminarily validated concept from applications engineering and really kind of go into deep dive analysis. They'll really go through that simulation. They'll identify areas where deeper cycle analysis need to happen. Accumulation and buffering is a big part of the overall system design, and it leads to our ability to confidently guarantee performance numbers. Once the layouts kind of generated, mechanical design engineering will select all the transport equipment. And at the same time, controls is looking at that and determining how it is this line is going to function. So emulation is yet kind of the third phase of this animation simulation kind of process. Emulation is actually replacing that initial kind of blocky data with actual programming. Our controls engineers can actually write the code that will be used by our integration control panel, or our supervisory control panel that we provide with each of our lines, with each of our systems. And that allows us to actually test the line, test the program for the line. But it also saves us a bunch of time in the field, because that code, which frequently could not be tested in any way until the line was completely together and the client was tapping their foot going, when are we going to turn this thing on, right? Now we can dump the code as soon as the line's together and begin really advanced testing.
During the engineering stage, your system will be fully integrated and virtually tested. Emulation tools help us create a digital twin, so we can start programming and testing long before the machines are built and the system is started up. This saves considerable risk and time, as areas of concern can be identified and addressed proactively.
Once engineering has submitted a bid package, Supply chain will kind of manage that through. Make sure our vendors respond on time, make sure they respond in a way that is what we're requesting. Specification response is a big part of that. There could be a 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 page spec package. Each of those vendors would respond to that spec package differently if we really kind of didn't manage not only how the question was asked, but how it's answered. And they do quite a bit of commercial qualification. I couldn't give you the list of paperwork that they subject our vendors to, but yeah, they've been well vetted. We feel confident that they'll deliver on their promise when we go to ask them to make a promise.
Save your own resources and time by relying on us in developing your various bid packages and selecting the right vendors. If any one of them is not performing as anticipated, it's on us to manage the situation while still delivering on our agreement with you.
From the time we receive a PO until the time customer gives us final approval, there's a project manager whose responsibility it is to keep all of the parties kind of moving ahead, keep them all aligned, keep our budgets online, keep our timelines. They're running the project. They truly manage that project. In the systems world, it's a critical piece. There's just so many moving parts. There's so many various people. There's so many various companies involved. It's their responsibility to kind of keep all those balls in the air. Reporting to project management, we have a full-time site manager. When installation happens, that site manager will be on site, reporting to the project manager and making sure that the equipment is received and installed properly and that sort of thing. And then finally SAT, which they'll either direct or they'll help manage.
Project management is a crucial element in making a complex project successful. From PO to final sign-off, you have only one point of contact, an experienced industrial automation project manager who drives all parties to meet our delivery and performance goals to you. Are you ready to embark on your next big automation venture? Rely on the Pearson System Solutions Group for a complete turnkey solution instead of billable hours, a guaranteed system performance agreement instead of lofty promises, validated and easily understandable 3D designs instead of engineering lingo and abstract drawings, an experienced project and site manager instead of a list of resource training tasks, and last but not least, a comprehensive and final project cost instead of unpleasant surprises that blow your budget. We are here to protect your time, your resources, and your credibility.
We're taking responsibility for performance of this line. We're taking responsibility for delivering it on time and on budget. We're willing to commit to that budget, that timeline, that performance, and make sure it happens for you. And you can use your expertise to make a better product. We'll make sure it gets packaged for you.